and hope you enjoy our presentation. Today we have David B. with SmartUp, and he's going to tell us about his business for 6 minutes, and then following that we have 20, or in this case we'll have a little bit more time than that, minutes of questions afterwards. So welcome.
So hi, thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me. So my name is David Beaton. I'm the head of marketing of SmartUp. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we do as an organisation, why we exist, and hopefully kind of get across the problem that we think is out there that we're trying to solve. So let's get this going. Forgive me, I've just moved this from a keynote presentation on Apple to a PDF, so some of the resolution's gone just a little bit squiffy, but we'll be able to sort it out. Essentially, SmartUp is a microlearning platform. Okay, and we kind of think that we're the microlearning platform for the smartphone generation. I'll explain a little bit about what that means. Just to give you an idea, we actually came about as out of an organization called the Founders Forum. Founders Forum is a large, quite an exclusive organization of tech influencers globally who basically shape the conversation for technology, provide opportunities, trying to think about encouraging and building technology, building the technology sector around the world. It's based out of London, so of course it's a bit of a European focus. But it includes guys like Larry Page, it includes Mark Zuckerberg, Travis Kalanick, and a host of other people. Now they came together about 3 years ago and said, hold on, we really need to be able to mentor startups and entrepreneurs at scale. We are constantly hounded by people to say, help, help, help. We want to help, but we can't do it because we're running our own successful businesses. Okay, so they were in a conundrum. This guy, Frank Meehan, who's our founder, kind of put his hand up and said, I think I can solve that, and started working on, a couple of years later, SmartUp. So last year we launched, and I want to tell you a little bit about that story. There's $130 billion spent on training each year in the US alone. Okay? And what we're learning is that 70% of employees are not engaged in that. This is genuine. I think we've all been on the receiving end of training where you're scratching your head going, why the hell am I here? Well, this was a nice day out. Right? Kind of the advent of Twitter, 140 characters, Facebook, short bite-sized pieces of knowledge, Snapchat, short, disappearing pieces of content, kind of training our brains to consume content in a way that's fundamentally different to what it used to be. Probably a little anecdotal, but the average attention span of a human being is about 9 seconds now. If you haven't got them in 9 seconds, you're never going to get them. Goldfish is 10. Okay. We see the future of microlearning. With conventional learning, 80% of all information learned with conventional methods are forgotten within 30 days. This is an average. Okay. 160 billion spent annually on employee training in the US, and after 60 to 120 minutes, your alertness completely collapses. Okay, so there's been a lot of effort put into understanding how people learn. A lot of people are to get training design done today can cost $120,000 to $200,000 per training customized. Okay, it's an enormous amount of money because there's a lot of technical skill that goes into building this stuff, and quite right. And often there's very good training out there that kind of beats these numbers. We're not saying that it's all bad, but it's extremely expensive. We believe microlearning is about learning in 3 to 7 minute chunks, and we're actually getting data that's showing us what that optimal amount is today. Okay, it matches the brain's working memory and attention span. All right, it can cut development costs by up to 50%. We think even more. And finally, at the first 8 minutes of doing anything that requires our attention, we're at our peak. So it's designed to optimize for human beings, essentially. As I mentioned, we started this for founders, we started this for entrepreneurs. They are the single most attention-deficient audience on the planet. Okay? They really genuinely are. I may not have founded this company, but I certainly have empathy for this group. There's a lot going on in our world, there's a lot going on in my world. I don't have time to sit down for 2, 3, 4 hours in a day and learn something brand new. I need to be able to learn, perhaps in those gaps in my time, where I can get something really valuable. The trade-off is not, I'm not competing with other microlearning platforms or other training. I feel like I'm competing with time, and with that I'm probably competing with Facebook. Okay, I'm making a decision to learn something rather than to catch up with my friends. Wow, that was fun. So SmartUp today, though, is being used by businesses, by SMEs and by enterprises. Okay, I was actually a corporate client of SmartUp who flipped sides, and that happened very fast. I found them when they launched. By August, I asked for the job. This should be on camera. And I've just joined. So it's exciting times. There are over 70,000 people who have downloaded our app today. And one of our clients described it as the Slack of learning. It's that easy to just get into and start using that people are now kind of comparing it with Slack. The UK trade and industry, so people who are responsible for UK exports and the UK government, have started using it to train businesses, 5.5 million businesses, in how to export from Britain, appropriate given Brexit. DBS Bank uses SmartUp for its innovation training, for onboarding teams, for really boring stuff like compliance training, and it's taking what is fundamentally mandatory and boring and converting that content into something engaging, bite-sized, and is actually getting into people's heads. It's also reducing their costs enormously. First year, it's about the same, but going beyond that, it's much, much, much simpler for them to continue to stay up to date with what's going on in the regulatory environment. 96% of people who use this at DBS say learning via SmartUp enabled them to better master difficult concepts. There's a wonderful story, and I will tell you this before my 6 minutes is completely up, which is I know is up already. But I'll tell you this one story. One guy was going into a meeting at the bank around blockchain. Didn't know anything about it, went to SmartUp, read up on blockchain in about 20 minutes, and was the most conversant person in the group on the subject. Okay, so it's really helping people, it's reference, it's learning, it's knowledge. Can I quickly just take you through a bit of what we're doing? So how does it actually work? So what you do is you create a focused channel on kind of what we're calling snappy content. Snappy is probably the best way to describe it. It is supposed to be kind of upbeat, optimistic, it's engaging, right? It includes quizzes, polls, and surveys. We have feedback systems. So not only do you get the quiz, you find out what the right answer or the wrong answer, or what the right answer should be when you get the wrong answer. You get scored, and at the end of it, you get your points and badges. We also have a leaderboard, so a little bit more detail. You get an opening screen. You can't really see these terribly well, but you go through an article. An article typically takes 4 minutes, 5 minutes to complete, some 3, some 6, it just depends. You can input videos and animations, and there are clearly charts and stuff that people can look at too. Polls we have as well. So you can actually ask a question of your audience, get an understanding of what people are already thinking, and use that to refine your content going forward. And this is unique. Any content creator, anybody creating a lesson, will actually get all the analytics back, will know how many people read it, know where people dropped off, and will know, and will have the ability to be able to ask questions of the audience, begin to learn about their audience there, and use that to refine their learning as well. I'm not going to go through this. We have web, which is going public in about 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I think. Don't hold me to that. This is startup world. We have different communities. So you create a community for your organization. I've pitched this idea to 1 million cups. I'm pitching this idea to 1 million cups, I guess. Why not have a community for entrepreneurs on SmartUp where we already have this content? We drive competition, so you do have the leaderboards. You've also got your own profile. So all the analytics of all your behavior, what you've learned and how you've learned that on SmartUp, sits here. This is the future of LinkedIn. In fact, this is going to be LinkedIn. Okay? This is not about what I want to say about myself, it's about what I really know. And that, I think, that's the future of getting a job. It's the future of matchmaking. It's the future of working. we also crowdsource learning. So we write stuff ourselves, there's SmartUp content, but if this was 1 million cups, could reach out to experts in particular areas. Could have content from different chapters around the country, bringing it together in one place. Partners, I know that there's already a lot of learning information on 1 million cups, and of course then 1 million cups content itself, and stories from startups as they progress. All of that in one place provides a unique learning platform, a unique learning experience. We also provide our own content. So, for example, we have topics of fun, innovation, crowdfunding, launching, team building, big data, and branding. Okay, and then much, much more. We go into blockchain deeply, we go into fintech deeply, we're writing a piece on leadership now. We're going deep into certain topic areas that we think our audience is interested in. These are some of the people who've already provided their insights, and these are exclusive to us. You've got Travis Kalanick from Uber, Julian Green from Who's, Pete Finn from Trulia. I used to work with Pete years ago. Some others that you may well know here is Invoke, Sebastian Strum from Udemy. Okay, these guys we are reaching out to, interviewing them, gathering their insights, and putting that on SmartUp ourselves. Universities.
Count the quotes.
You want to see the quotes? Okay, sorry. Your app is not only entertaining, but it's helping me learn about the basics of the startup world. I have a business idea that I hope will come to fruition in the upcoming months or years, and I will use your guidance along the way. Okay, that's a huge endorsement of what we intended to achieve. SmartUp has something for everyone, and when it comes down to it, their ultimate goal is usually connecting entrepreneurs with the right people and information. And then Indian lady at the bottom, I love SmartUp because it's easily accessible, virtual mentor in one's pocket. It's fun to use, has a variety of learning content. We have these business simulations that have been hugely successful, and we're spending more. We're going through around investment, we're going to look to explore that more. And we're in education. So King's College London, University College London, London Business School, because our HQ is in London, it's obvious there. We've been speaking to ODU. We're in conversation with MIT and Harvard. We're looking to spread this through the universities, and we're kind of exploring different strategies to do that. That's us. Thank you very much. I know I went probably 12 minutes. Any questions?
Questions?
Yeah.
Is the app already?
Thank you so much.
Well, it's time for us to we always ask one question at the end. What can 1 million cups do for you?
Open it for news. Really seriously. Get people using it, because then we can come back and talk to you about what we can be doing better. I mean, data tells us a lot of things, right? I've got all this analytics, I've got all the data in the world, but I can't tell how you're feeling about it.
Yeah.
I can't hear what you're really saying about it, and you can't tell me through analytics how I can improve. And so, the only way we're going to be able to be better is to have friends and networks who are using it. So that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that. Also, I was remiss in mentioning David Leon, a new organizer. I've been on vacation. I got to wake up. So we'll see you guys next week.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Great questions, by the way. Thank you so much. They were really cool. Really thought-provoking. Thank you.